Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. We are so grateful that you allow us to come into your homes and assist you in increasing your ability to prepare for emergencies and self-reliance and food security. And we especially appreciate it that once knowledge is gained, that it is shared with others. That's what our channel is all about, and we thank you for doing that. And we urge you and invite you to subscribe if you haven't, and be sure to press the bell so that you can receive our notifications. Sunday morning, we will be publishing a list of what is coming forward in the videos for the week. So if you push the button for notifications, you'll get that notification every Sunday morning. So today we are focusing on, it's the middle of the summer, fruit is on, it is delightful. A lot of people only can in the summer. I love canning in the summer, but I can year round. So, but summer is for fruit, and look at these apricots. These are beautiful, beautiful apricots. They're luscious, they're large, and they're sweet. We got these when we visited Fry's Fresh Produce once again. Michaela and her father own that part. The Fry family split their large business in half, and Michaela and her father own now Fry's Fresh Produce, which is a brand new business. The Fry's fruit stand is still right there, both in Santa Clara, both at almost the same spot. So in Monday's video, we showed going in search of discovering the best price for apricots. And of course, the first place we went was an excellent price. And so that's why we went to Fry's Fresh Produce and got these. We had tasted their apricots the week before at the St. George market, at St. George City Market. And so that was our first stop. And so Michaela told us that these are, I think she said, perfection variety, and they're the best for canning and for making jam. So you may have noticed that some are more ripe than others. I'm going to go through this box right now and sort them. The greener ones, like this one, I'm going to put in this bowl. We won't be working with them today. The beautiful ripe ones, like these two, are going in the sink where I have a pan of water, and I will be rinsing those. So I'm going to continue doing this sorting, and we will be back when the sorting is done, and I'll show you what our next step is. So we're back, and I have done the sorting. These are the ripe ones, and these are the ones that will still need a day or two. And you know, when you buy fruit in bulk, this happens a lot. So it's not unusual for you, when you go through a box, to have a variability in the ripeness of the fruit. So that doesn't bother me at all, and we're just going to set these aside. We will can these today. I probably have 4, maybe 5 quarts here, 3 or 4 here. I'm not sure whether I will do these as canned apricots or apricot jam. If I do apricot jam, I'll bring you back, because I don't believe we've done a video on that. I know that we have not done a video on canning apricots because we have not canned apricots for the whole time we have lived in this house. My schedule and Jim's was so busy during the time that we were not retired, when we were still working. We did not have time to scope out what the local sources of apricots were. So that's one of the benefits that we are seeing right now of retirement, is that we are scoping out local sources for food. And we hope that you do the same thing. It is just wonderful when we can do farm to table, whenever that is possible. So I'm going to set these aside. And here is what we are going to do now. This is the recipe that we are going to follow. This is apricots, halved or sliced, by the National Center for Home Food Preservation, by the USDA and the University of Georgia. Now we have some options. We can can them with the skins on, the way I have done all of my life, and apricot skins are very tender. They're not a bother when you are eating them, unless they bother you, in which case you can can them by first slipping the skins just like you do peaches, and dip them in boiling water for just a minute or so, and then those skins will just come right off, provided that the fruit is ripe. Then the other thing is that we can do raw pack or hot pack. And if you know me, you know that I've always done them raw pack. However, listen to this. Even though we have that choice, they say raw packs make poor quality apricots. Well, I guess I have eaten poor quality home canned apricots my entire life. They seem delicious to me. But I am going to try hot pack apricots today. It seems like a pretty simple procedure. So this is my jam pan, and this is my, as many of you know, my favorite kitchen pot. It is so versatile. And I will put the link in the product section right below this video. It's also already in our Amazon store. It is called Pam's Jam Pan, or a Maslin pan, M-A-S-L-I-N. And I love it because it is so great for canning and especially for making jam. And it has a little measurer on the side, which I use today. I have my syrup in here. Again, it's just about, it's a little more than 10%. I put 5 pints of water in, and then I put 1.5 cups of sugar in. So it's a very light syrup. So here's how we prepare the apricots. We split them right down this seam here. Remove the pit. Pits usually just come right out. And then I am putting the apricots right down in the syrup. As soon as I get a pan full, then we're going to turn the heat on underneath that syrup. And we will bring both the syrup and the apricots to a boil. We just have to bring this to a boil, and that is all. That's all hot pack is just to bring the syrup and the apricots to a boil. And then we will then we put the apricots in the jar, add syrup, and we are ready to process. We are going to be processing using steam canning again today. And at our elevation for hot pack and at 5,000 feet, we process these for 35 minutes. So we will be back when we are bringing these to a boil and ready to put them in the jars. All right, we've got boiling. I'm going to turn it off. I'm a little fearful. The apricots are very soft. It took them about 20 minutes to come to a boil. You can see that the skins are shriveling up. So we're going to go ahead and get these in the jars. Yeah, it's very, very soft. Now, one of the things that the USDA says is to have the apricots with the cut side down. That is extraordinarily difficult. This is looking pretty much like mush. If you want to take the time to turn these one by one over so that the cut side is down, if that's important to you, by all means do it. It is not important to me. I am already not fond of the hot pack method for apricots, but we'll see how they taste later on. I'm able to pack a whole lot more into the jar because they're already soft. And I love them to hold their shape a little bit better than this. They're gone. Look at that. So we'll put some juice in this. Leaving 1/2 inch of headspace. Then I'm going to check for air bubbles, of which there are certainly some. Oh, these look terrible.
I think you need to scrap it.
No, the food will still be good, but my other batch I'm going to do the way I've always done it, which is raw pack.
That'll be a good comparison.
And then I'm going to get this over in the canner. It'll be okay, but not the prettiest thing ever. So I'm going to continue with this, and we will come back when we're ready to turn the canner, when we're ready, so that you can see them in the canner. Works a little better to put in a few at a time. We'll come back when these are all done. Well, you certainly do live and learn. I'm glad that I tried the hot pack, but I will never use it again. The food is just fine. The apricots will be fine. They were just, for my taste, way too soft going into the jars. And I know that it's because I've always been used to doing raw pack. With raw pack, you just put the raw apricots in and cover it with boiling syrup, the way you do cherries. We'll be doing a cherries video here shortly as well, and you can see the procedure. I think we will do a very short follow-up video after I have canned the other half that are now green today. In a couple of days, I'm going to do those raw pack, and then we will come back and do a taste test. Now today, I know that I had going in at least 4, if not 5 quarts of raw pack fruit. Well, it turned out to be 3 quarts plus 1 pint. And because I'm going to be processing them together, 1 pint jar with 3 quart jars, I will be following the processing time for the larger jar, which of course is the quarts, for 35 minutes. So I'll show you what this looks like here, and then we'll turn up the heat and get going on it. So I've just turned up the heat, and they're going to be pretty. There's a lot more packed into those jars, and they were soft to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead, and you see our little pint right over here. And that water is starting to boil, so I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Now when it starts putting out a big blast of steam to where it condenses here and the water runs down, that tells me that there's a really good stream of steam. We're going to let that go for about 10 minutes, and then in order to just ensure that the entire pot is filled with steam, then we will go ahead and time it for 35 minutes. Whenever a canning recipe calls for a boiling water bath processing, you can also use steam canning in the very same way. And that is because boiling water and steam, at whatever your elevation is, have the very same temperature. And so once steam fills this pot and surrounds the jars, it's the same as if boiling water were there too. So we'll watch this very closely, and we will bring you back when these are finished and coming out of the canner. All right, here we have 3 quarts and 1 pint. The color is beautiful. I'm sure the taste is going to be fine. I believe they're going to be a little bit more mushy, but I've been thinking about it, and I am definitely going to do a follow-up video. It will be a very, very short video where we compare hot pack versus raw pack of apricots, and the taste and texture and so forth, so that you can also have a good idea of which you may prefer. And so we'll continue with doing that. Just one more thing, and I should have mentioned this up front. The reason that we can do water bath canning with fruits is because they are high acid. And the botulism spores, if there are any there, cannot go vegetative and produce that terrible toxin in an acid environment. And so there is no problem with botulism with high acid foods like these fruit. And so the processing is to kill other organisms that cause foodborne illness. And that occurs easily with boiling temperatures. And so these are very safe and will go out on our food storage shelf, and we are very happy to have apricots for the first time out there in 13 years. I've bought some canned apricots, but haven't done my own for more than a decade. So this will be fun. And I'm looking forward to doing the rest of the apricots also, but I will be doing raw pack so we can have a good comparison. So thank you so much for being with us. And if you are new to our channel, we just want to give you a great big welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. We're thrilled to have you. This is a great community, and we hope that you'll be comfortable here, that you will learn and share. So we will see you very soon for more videos.